Day 6.
Vlogmas everybody, and welcome back to day 6 part 2, where we're going to get straight into the decorating, so not a lot of talking. I will jump in, and do a voiceover and let you guys know what I'm doing and how I'm decorating and so on and so forth. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. I needed to share with you what I got from Amazon and other various stores in order to make this happen. This is a Ralph Lauren inspired tartan plaid video. I don't have a lot of plaid in this, but I intend to tweak the room as we go by. It was a last minute choice. I was just going to do general plaid, and then I decided to do Ralph Lauren. I really love the moody colors in the tartan plaid, so I decided to go ahead and implement that. But I did want to remind you guys here on the screen, we are running our charitable voicemail line event this year. We tried it last year. We didn't have a lot of good response, so we really hope to encourage you guys to call in this year. There are 4 of us content creators that are included in the team. As I mentioned, Money Saving Megan, Couponing for a Cause, Simply Jessica Marie, and myself, Christina from Scratch or My Comfy House. If you see this on one of the channels, we really encourage you guys to call in and leave a voicemail. It is a time for giving, a time for being charitable, so we hope that you guys can call in, share a heartwarming message, or just say Merry Christmas if you want to address one of us specifically as creators, or if you just want to send a message out there to spread some holiday cheer and some spirit, some spiritual uplifting Christmas spirit to those that are just struggling this year that with the holiday blues, or perhaps they're away from their family, or whatever the case is. We do have a lot of people in our community across the board on all platforms that just, would love to hear an encouraging Christmas spirit cup of cheer, if you will. So here is the voicemail line on this screen. We really hope to encourage you guys to call in. Just let us know, follow the prompts on the voicemail, and we would love to share your message in a future video. You may be selected. So we are very excited to hear from you, and let's go ahead and get into today's decorating video. Thank you so much for being here. Okay guys, so as I was cleaning, I found another box I guess I didn't share with you. I guess I ordered these Nutcracker ornaments. They are so tiny. I hope they work. I'm going to use them upstairs in the loft, so we'll just have to see if they work. I think they will, but they're super tiny. They're like 4 inches long. And then I did get some greenery, the pine greenery to put in a vase, so I got that. You can get that on Amazon, but I got it on, you can get that at Hobby Lobby, but I got mine at Amazon. Just because, I don't know, I didn't feel like going back into Hobby Lobby. And then these are gift tags, and what I thought I could use them as ornaments. I'm almost positive that's what these are. Forgive the TV, it's on the background, so I thought I could throw this in there real quick. I'm watching my favorite movie on Hallmark. Oh my God, if you have Hallmark Plus. If you don't, I will link it below. You can get it for a week. You might even be able to get it for 30 days for free, because that's how I ended up starting Hallmark Plus, and then I just loved it so much, and it's only $6.99 a month. You can get it. I subscribe directly to Hallmark Plus, but yeah. Anyway, it's called Three Men. I don't know what it's called. Hold on, let me go check. I love this movie so much. I've seen it like 5 times. Okay, it's on Hallmark Plus, and it's called Three Wisest Men. You got to see it. It's cute. I love it. The guy, the brunette guy with the goatee is my favorite. He's so handsome. Anyway, I probably sound like a grandma saying that. Anyway, so I got these. They're supposed to be ornaments, and they are super duper tiny, but it's okay. And they are pink. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm hoping you can. It's supposed to be like the Nutcracker, and they're all pink. So there are a ton of different kinds. I'll put them across the screen just so you can see what I'm talking about. But they're super tiny, but it's all right. I mean, I'll find a way to make them work, but they're not what I thought, as usual. But I'm not going to return them. They were $9.99 or something. They weren't like backbreaking, and you get so many of them. So you could probably use them as gift tags too. But I wanted to use them on the tree. I like to get creative with my tree and just find different ways to use things. So these might be gift tags, but I'm going to use them as ornaments. So there you go. All right, back to cleaning on the other channel. Okay, guys, so we have a little bit of a clean slate. Sorry, it's not prettier, but I did go ahead and strip at least the pillowcases. Now it's time for me to strip the bed and put on the sheets. So I'll go ahead and do a voiceover for you and share with you what we're going to be doing. So this is kind of the last time you'll see me. I'm going to go ahead and just start working, and I'll voice over and explain everything I'm doing. So I hope you guys enjoy the makeover of this room for Christmas 2025. Let's get started. Okay, so we are going to start with the bed, where I'm basically just going to strip it, and I'm going to add these plaid sheets that I had mentioned to you guys. Now, they were not the tartan blue, because originally I was going to make this room like a greenish red and white plaid. That's kind of like my favorite part of the, I don't know if it's traditional plaid. I know each plaid has like a, you know, a title of it, but this plaid that I am using on the bed with the sheets is primarily green, and I really like that a lot. But I guess since Ralph Lauren started trending this year in 2025, I guess I just never realized how many moody colors are in that tartan plaid. And so I would have preferred actually that, because I have 2 boys, and if they come to spend the night or something, you know, the guest room is always nice if it's not too feminine. But in the time that I chose these sheets, getting them on Amazon, I'll link them below, they were kind of a spendy. They are 100% cotton flannel sheets, and they were $49.99. And that was actually even on sale. So I got myself a pair as well from the same company, but mine are kind of more feminine, and they're more antique, kind of I want to say shabby chic, but they're not really pink. They're more like of a champagne brown. And I think I showed those in my decorate my bedroom with me for Christmas. So I'll link that below if you guys haven't seen it. But yeah, this room was like a last minute, you know, kind of plaid tartan Ralph Lauren inspirational thing. It's not Ralph Lauren from top to bottom, obviously, because I didn't plan it that way. I'm very much a planner when I decide on a theme. And next year, if I really like this, I may just literally over the next year start collecting Ralph Lauren. Now, we know with trends, every year it's something different. It's, you know, a different designer. It's different patterns and themes and all that stuff. So if you're a person like me that just likes to stick with one, you know, theme for each room, I know that plaid is always versatile. And what's really interesting is this year, because Ralph Lauren was kind of a high-end thing and it was trending, a lot of people, you know, were kind of emphasizing on TikTok not to mix plaids. To me, that was quite interesting, because plaids have never really been kind of mixed, like I guess mixing plaids has never really been a sin, if that makes sense. Like, it's never been against the rules. And then when Ralph Lauren started trending, then it was like, oh my goodness, you know, you had all these people on TikTok getting all serious about it. And, you know, it's all about, I think it was more about the label and kind of just flexing, you know, hey, I've got Ralph Lauren stuff, because that's a very expensive brand. And it's really interesting and funny how things change over time. You know, because it's like last year, people were using multiple plaids. They were using the Irish plaid. They were using, you know, the red plaids. There was a neutral plaid that came out last year. And so plaids have never really been one theme. You know, you've always been able to mix them. And so this year, with everybody like making it a forbidden law to mix them, it was just kind of funny. So I didn't want to purchase new sheets. I did consider getting like a blue flannel sheet, you know, or I don't even think I researched on Amazon the plaid, the blue plaid, you know, I think it's called tartan. I think that's what it's called. But I didn't really research that to replace my sheets, because I spent so much on them. And I thought, you know what, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll run with the green, and then I will do an inspired room with the Ralph Lauren colors. And so that's what I decided to do. However, at the end of this video, you will see that I did not transition my posters yet. And it's funny because I'm just ADHD that way. I was walking around the room going, wait a minute, next year I think I want to do an 80s theme, where I talk about that here, I think, in a minute. But regardless, I think the bed looks really pretty. The garland I'm going to share with you is from my Texas house, Walmart. I don't really enjoy it, but it did wrap around this particular wrought iron bed better, I think, than a thicker garland. Traditional garland would have worked on this thing. So I think the room turned out at the end, you'll see. I think you'll really like it. We just sort of accented it with like a Ralph Lauren inspired type of thing, where I'm going to add a little bit more teddy bears. I go out next week for Vlogmas to each store and everything, and I think I'm going to pick up a couple of teddy bear with Nutcrackers. I think I do mention that to you here in a minute. And then I'm also going to try to be on the hunt for a mug that I'm going to share with you in a second. And then I think for the last thing I want to get is a tartan throw. Now I did find a green plaid tartan. It's not tartan. It's just a green and blue plaid blanket I had actually purchased from Target a couple of years ago, and they were so thick, they were Sherpa, and I got 2 of them. So at the end, I end up just throwing that at the end of the bed, but I do need to get like some kind of a tray for the end of the bed just to kind of accent and touch it up. So I'll be grabbing one of those next week when we go out and look into stores, you know, for last minute gift ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, I think you're going to really be pleased with this one. Okay, so now that we have the bed all pretty much done, all I have to do is I needed to wipe off the nightstand. So if you saw earlier in the video, there were a couple of things that I had just kind of placed on here and I wasn't sure if I was going to keep them that way. I probably will put them back pretty much the way that they were, but I will go ahead and share with you on each side. Now I don't have a lot. I did mention in an earlier video that I was going to go ahead and run to Home Goods or TJ Maxx or maybe Marshalls. I haven't been into Marshalls at all, so I intend on going there next week. And what I want to do is just pick up a couple of teddy bear Nutcrackers just for next year, even if I don't do, you know, this Ralph Lauren kind of theme thing. Really all I'm doing is a little bit of tartan plaid and a little bit of the colors that run in tartan. I'm not doing ribbon per se. I've just got a couple of picks and things like that. If I do run across any kind of ribbon that is going to complement the tree, of course I'll add it, but I'm not big on putting a lot of bows on my trees. I used to do ribbon years ago, and I just find that it's really hard to work with and it kind of crowds the tree, and I just feel like it's prettier just with ornaments in my opinion. So pretty much that's what we're going to do for now. But if we do find something that, you know, later as we're shopping next week that complements the tree, then of course I will add it. But for now, I'm only going to put a couple of things on each side of the nightstands, and then we're going to decorate the tree. I'm very disappointed, you guys, as I was doing this. There is a sort of family heirloom, if that makes sense, that I've had since my kids were little. And it's actually a light-up reindeer I've had since my children were in, like, I don't know, elementary school. And it just stopped working. It was working for a couple of days, and I left it on as a nightlight in here, and it burnt out. And I tried to put a new, you know how like when your lights go out, you're supposed to replace them with like a new bulb? Well, I tried that and they're not working. So for now, just to get through Christmas, I kind of turned off the camera and ordered a few strands of 100 lights. So I'm going to put some lights above the bed. I will show you in a minute, probably with my phone. This My Texas House garland, I did drape it over this bed. This is the only My Texas House garland I have that I'm using in here, and I'm actually using 2 strands. I'm not using 1. It looks like it's 1, but it's actually 2. So I will show you what that looks like. I don't enjoy working with that. I like more of the traditional garland because, in my opinion, the high-end garland is nice. Don't get me wrong, it is really beautiful, but you have to layer it. And when you layer it, it can get quite expensive. I'm just going to be quite honest with you. So I prefer the traditional, you know, sort of fuller garland just because it really is bulky and it's a nice, it just lays on the bed frame nicely. This, because it's so delicate and it's so sort of floppy, it's really hard to work with. And I mean, it's not really that hard to work with if you use zip ties. And I meant to order some zip ties, you guys, and I keep forgetting. I've ordered from Walmart like 100 times, and I keep forgetting. So I will go onto Walmart and order some zip ties and probably secure these because they keep falling. But for now, let's go ahead and throw a couple of pieces on top of the nightstands, and then we're going to get to the tree, and then we will wrap up. Now, I did decide that I think I'm going to put Chevy Chase above the bed. Is it just for funsies? I thought about putting Grinch up there, but I mean, Grinch is a nice touch because it is green and blue, so we will look at both and you can vote. I'll put a vote on here and you can vote. You can tell me which one you like better. because Vacation does have a lot more reds in it and multicolor, and then Grinch is solid, pretty much just the blue background with the Grinch being green. However, the Grinch is a lime green. He is not a hunter green, like a deep green, and this is more navy. So I feel like this is a better fit. Even though it's a pop of red, I just feel like it's funner. So we will check, and then I'm gonna add another poster on this wall. I do have a frame, so I'm gonna jump on and probably get a Gremlins poster for this room and just keep it fun. You know, Ralph Lauren is really upscale. It's very high-end, it's very elegant, but we want to keep it a little bit vintage in here because I'm going to show you a little piece that I have. I ordered some garland, and we're going to add some accessories onto the dresser. Not at this very moment because I don't have a lot to put on it, but we will come back and tweak it. And I did mention earlier that I would be tweaking rooms. So stay tuned for that for day 6 or day 7 for a lot of the DIY tweaking that I was going to do, because I'm waiting for everything to arrive. And hopefully I will be able to put that in day 6. If not, then I might have to just tweak it and add those clips next week, because I'm actually waiting for orders to come in. And I will be going out into the stores personally next week for sure, all week long. But at the same time, I ordered things that I've just been waiting for, and I don't want to double buy. So let's go ahead and start on this side for this nightstand.
Christmas lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty. as I stroll on my way to you. How would you feel about packing up today? Leave this all behind, go get snowed in somewhere, you and me. I would rather be somewhere with you, without TV or phone. Is it wrong for me to want you for my own? This Christmas, let the others miss us.
Okay, and now is the time that has come to decorate the tree. So I ordered a box of string lights. I have a few ornaments I set aside over here just because they were on the bed. These are not necessarily what I may or may not use because they have like cream in them, and the only cream we have in the room is the lampshades, so I'm not sure if we're going to use these or not, but we only have 3 anyway. And then I will explain this vintage TV in a second for you guys, so don't worry about that. We are going to put some things on the side of it and we're going to drape some garland over it. We are not going to do it though in this video, and that's because I don't have any garland. I need to run somewhere and get a dark garland. Not like, I don't want to do a green garland. I thought about doing that, but I'd rather do like a decorative garland. I also want to put a wreath up on the closet door. I did think about putting a wreath, I don't know. I wanted to put a wreath up somewhere, but it's not quite working out that way. So just stay tuned, because this area right here we're not going to do at the moment, just because I don't have all the goods. I don't have my DVDs that I planned. I don't have the decorative garland that I planned. So this is to be continued, but I did tell you guys that I would be tweaking rooms as we go. I have the kitchen, a couple things I want to do in there, my bedroom, we need the walls. In here, obviously the TV and stuff. So we just have a few things that we need to touch up. So those should be, as fast as I get the orders in, is as fast as they'll get done. But if we are out and about next week, in week 2, you know, for like day 8 and onward, then if we find something in person, of course, we're going to definitely pick it up. So for now, we're going to go ahead and get this started. So it's time to do the tree. So this here is a strand of string lights. I think this is $350. It could be $5. I don't know, because this was $20. It wasn't backbreaking expensive, but it was, you know, quite expensive. This is what these twinkle lights look like, and these are from a seller on Walmart. These are not from Walmart specifically. These are from a third-party seller. So I did want to show you those up close. We have a lot of, so from a distance, as you can see, the tree looks like it's crooked, but I really don't think it's crooked, honestly. I think it's just the way it's, I think it's, I don't know. It could be the carpet and the way the stand is. I'm not really sure, but it could be crooked. I don't know. I need to get up there and fluff the top of it a little bit. I'm very fussy about my trees, you guys. Very fussy. Like every single branch has to be fluffed, okay? It has to be. So otherwise I can just get weird about it. So I don't want to do that, but I ordered a couple of small string lights for over the TV and my little guy right here that I'm so sad that is not working. I'm so upset about it. My kids are in their 30s now, and I've had him since they were little, and he was working fine 2 days ago. He was working fine. He was lighting up this room as a night light, and I guess I shouldn't have let him run. I thought, I mean, obviously these should work endlessly, right? But I don't know. I'll have to have the kids look at it and see if they can tweak it. But with that said, we're going to try to string these lights on this tree. First, we have to plug them in to see if they work. You guys, I am starving. Every time I film at night, I mean, I want to do it at night because the tree looks prettier at night. That's why I've been filming at night. But, and if I'm grainy, it's just because of the lighting. All I have in here, you guys, there's no overhead light or anything. All I have are the 2 lamps. So if I look a little grainy, or if I'm struggling to make the picture clear, it's, well, I think 1, it's my lens on my camera, but 2, it's just the lighting. You know, if it was brighter in here, then I would look more clear. So forgive the roughness of the video in general. Okay, so I hate the long ones because they get tangled so easily. Okay, you guys, hours and hours and hours later, I had to string this tree, and I had to add it to the decor that's next to it because there's so many lights on this tree. I mean, there's so many lights on this strand because originally I bought this strand for the big tree, and this one's a lot smaller and it's more narrow. So it'll work for now. We won't have this on, so if you're going to be concerned about me having it attached to decor, just so you know, it's not going to be on when, like, it'll be on during the day, maybe a couple of hours, but that's it, unless, you know, one of the boys decide to come over and spend the night, then they can come in here. And the one thing I will tell you about these twinkle lights that I bought from Walmart, I really like them, but one thing I don't like about them, or just, you know, just learning them, is that it looks like there's not lights up here, but there is. They're just tight. They're just tight. So yeah, so that should even it out, I think. I don't know if it will or not. I can't see through the camera, but I could have done them a lot tighter, you know, like, but there wasn't enough space to keep going round and round and round. So I think this will work. And I think it's pretty safe because I just wrap the strands around the reindeer that's already, it's already lit up, but it stopped working, so it kind of worked out perfectly. But like the one thing I don't like about this tree, just in general, like I guess that I discovered, is that the twinkle light knob, you know, or the control is actually on the plug. So there's nothing. I think we have twinkle lights somewhere else, and they have like a oh, actually the ones on our trees, the ones that are pre-lit on our pre-lit trees, you just like tap the bottom of the plug and then, you know, they work. So these are nice, but I didn't make them. I could have lit up this tree a lot more than it is, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to actually decorate it, and we're just going to decorate it with what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and play some music now and just go ahead and decorate it. You know what I didn't bring in here was any hooks. I didn't bring hooks in here. That's weird. I normally have hooks. But this tree is, I'm going to have to back up and look at it because I was walking by it and I was messing up all the branches. And the way that I strung it, I think. Like, this tree has a bunch of holes in it. So I have to figure it out. Yeah, it's got a bunch of holes in it. So I'm trying to figure out. I think that might work a little bit better. There's a bunch of holes in it, though. Like, complete holes in it. So I'm trying to see how I can cover that.
Okay, you guys, so I am going to go ahead and just decorate the tree as quickly as possible. Trust me, this took me a while. All the ornaments that I used on this tree this year for 2025, because this was an on-the-whim decision, I really did not have what I wanted. What would have really been cute was maybe some like teddy bear Nutcracker ornaments, or maybe just some teddy bear ornaments collective, you know, from like Hobby Lobby and all sorts of stores. And maybe some larger flocked ornaments. But because, like I said, it was a last minute decision, I knew I had these deep black, I bought these assorted sort of mid-size bulbs. They're not flocked or anything. Some of them are matte. So I had those left over from a few years ago. And then I also had a very deep hunter green that was also matte black. And those are about mid-size as well. I had no flocked ornaments this year. I looked everywhere for them and could not find them. So everyone was sold out. I'm sure that I probably could have ordered them from Amazon, but they were quite spendy on Amazon. So I did see some as well on Walmart. I didn't know Walmart was selling them as well. And so a lot was sold out of the color that I needed. So Walmart did have some decent sized ones in a package. Like I think it was a package of 6 or 8 or 12, something like that. Walmart's ornaments were renting about $20, I think, for 12. And so that was a good idea. But even right now, as of today that I'm recording, well, I mean, this is a late post because it's the second part of the video. I just figured if I did the video all in one, it would be too long. So that's why I broke it up into two. And then there's a video that you'll see later today that is scheduled, I think, for this afternoon. So you're seeing this right around noontime Pacific time. But with that said, yeah, I just used a lot of what I had. But it doesn't mean that when I'm out next week, actually not next week, it's actually going to start tomorrow. When I start going out to the stores on the 8th of December, because you're seeing this on the 7th, we're going to start seeing if we can grab some ornaments. If I can find them in a package, that would be lovely. If I cannot, then I'm going to see if I can at least score a few on sale. I'm going to go into World Market, and I'm going to go back into Home Goods and TJ Maxx and a series of different stores. The Decor, I definitely know I'm going to be able to land. But as far as ornaments, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Both Hobby Lobbies in my local area are sold out. However, I did not walk in personally to Target, so I don't know if Target had any. But I don't know if I'm going to do this again next year in reference to like a Ralph Lauren type theme, but we shall see. So for now, all I used was what I had.